emotions all the time. People changing the world with crime, with violence and anger, hunger, whatever. I find that ridiculous, if not meticulous. I do my best to guard my own premises. What's your name? What's your name, fool?
What's my name? What's my name, fool?
What's that sound? Who that be? Huh?
What's that sound? Who that be? Huh?
Where you come from? Where you come from?
Where I come from? Where I come from?
You think you're big? You think you're big, kid?
I think I'm big. I think I'm big, kid.
Is your desire to grow back again?
It's my desire to grow back again.
You came to the right place. I'll make you big.
I came to the right place. You make me big.
Now.
What's this? What's this? What's this? A trick with a twist. Somebody do something, call somebody and make it quick. I'm sorry, I lied. Just wanted to guide everybody through this and go with a ride. Pull the lever or whatever. Right now, right now.
Pull the lever or whatever. Right now, right now.
Better make it quick. Hey, hey, look down.
Better make it quick. Hey, hey, look down.
Get me out of this and now push the button.
Get you out of this and now push the button.
Come on, I'm big all of a sudden.
Come on, you're big all of a sudden.
What's going on? What's going on? I'm really scared.
What's going on? What's going on? You're really scared.
SOS, SOS, please handle me with care.
SOS, SOS, please handle you with care.
Now,
Kick it, stupid, lifted, wicked. You'll never see me scared. I'm straight up legit. Always in control. I patrol my hood. Taking care of business. Stopping crime for good. I wasn't scared. You must have been dreaming.
You weren't scared. I must have been dreaming.
Better believe it. My mind is like a demon.
Better believe it. Your mind is like a demon.
I'm Lord. Everybody knows my name.
You are the Lord. Everybody knows your name.
I got it all. Cash, money, and fame.
You got it all. Cash, money, and fame.
Now back to business. You wanna grow big, right?
Now back to business. I wanna grow big, right?
Let's not waste no time. Here we go, alright?
Let's not waste no time. Here we go, alright?
Now. Yeah, see, I am the only Michael Master that guarantees to seize the final block colors, no denying. Silhouette, but let me tell you, son, I'm scared. It'll never happen again. I promise, I promise.
It'll never happen again. You promise, you promise.
I'll do anything, a hug, a kiss.
You'll do anything, a hug, a kiss.
I don't know what to do. It's all because of you.
You don't know what to do. It's all because of me.
I enjoy my size, my charm too.
You enjoy your side, your charm too.
Put me back, son. You know I gotta go.
Put you back, son. Come on, you gotta go.
I'm gonna miss my favorite TV show.
Or you're gonna miss your favorite TV show.
Hey, you're pretty mature than I thought. Good going.
Thanks, but you're still bigger than your normal size. Thanks.
You're right.
Still bigger than your normal
Make me
size.
smile again.
Thanks.
You're right.
Still bigger than your normal
Make me
size.
smile again.
Hello? Alright. I think I'm ready to get going. I'm gonna shut Kirby off. And let me move over to gaming. Let's see. Alright. Well, that should be working. Then I think I'm just missing my tuber. And then I just have to change my words. And then I'm good. I'll move Princess Peach over here because we're not watching anything this morning. I'm mostly just putting something on for me. Something to do, something to get used to streaming, all of that. Alright. So, nothing fancy about today. Just streaming Crash 2 because it's a game I'm familiar with. And I can talk over very easily. So I think that'll be good for my specific needs. But anyway, so yeah. So Crap is here. Crap 2 is my favorite Crash Bandicoot game. I'll probably talk about it a lot. And I guess I'll go ahead and play the intro, which I typically skip, but I will play it just to do it. Like, why not? I never watch this. Literally never. Never, never, never. And part of it is because it just generally kind of takes longer. Like, obviously you're watching a cutscene, but there's like a scene prior to the warp room that is only accessible if you watch this entire cutscene. I don't have anybody moderating this, so I have no idea how volume is. At least based off of what I'm seeing, it seems fine. But, like, let me know, smile, or I'll just find out at the VOD, which is okay. But yeah. There's something really, I've always found really funny about this, which is, like, the obvious, like, they're in the middle of the fucking jungle, she's on her laptop, and she's out of battery. Like, it kind of implies that her, laptop is ran off of, like, a AA or, like a C battery that you, like, buy at a store, which I just think is very funny. Meanwhile, like, obviously, it's just a way to, like, get the plot rolling. Plot in big air quotes. Get you, like, sort of used to playing the game. So it's, like, completely skippable. And there's really no reason to do it. Unless you, like, really want to. But I'm not gonna watch any of the cutscenes because I literally don't give a shit. So, oops. Sorry, my bad. Just not doing it. Don't feel like it. So anyway. Happy Sunday morning. I'm doing okay. I am re-uploading my mouthwashing video because my stupid stoned ass last night uploaded it and then accidentally trimmed it down to 30 minutes, and it's like a 4 to 5 hour video, so big oops on that one, but that's fine. So that's gonna finish uploading, and like, I mean, there's, like, the VODs are accessible on Twitch, and this is for me, like, I'm not under any sort of disillusion that, like, anybody gives a shit that I uploaded this video wrong, but like for me and my own self-esteem and like my own like metric of like ability to do things, I'd like to be able to do it like right. So that's happening, and I've changed everything. But I was really excited last night whenever I was making all of the thumbnails and stuff. It definitely like made me excited about doing this like at all. You know, because like again, I'm doing this for me. You know, I'm streaming because I want to. And I want to make myself more confident in, like, I want to say in air quotes, public speaking, but it's sort of just, like, being able to maintain a certain level of, like, conversation without anything else going on, really. Like, you know, testing my ability to yap, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. So, I figured Crash 2 was, like, a good game for it, because I've played through this game, like, I want to say, like, 100 times. Like, it has to be at least 100 times. I've played through this game so much. And, like, I'm by no means, like, fast at it, but I'm at least competent at it. Whoa, that was a delayed reaction. So it's, like, kind of the perfect talking point for me to just, like, talk on top of and not really worry about what I'm saying or what I'm doing, because this is like entirely second nature. I think the more I get confident with what I'm doing, then I'll think about doing like games that I'm less familiar with, or maybe games that I don't know at all. But I'm kind of avoiding it right now, at least by myself, because like whenever I play a game that's new, I know, like, mouthwashing was kind of my experiment with that, but I had friends. Like, when I play a game that's new, I feel like I'm less likely to talk over it or, like, talk on top of it, which I know people probably, like, there are some people who want that. They don't want the streamer to talk on top of the game, but, like, also, why are you watching a stream if you don't want commentary? I used to be, like, a big advocate of, like, no commentary playthroughs because I don't feel like listening to some person I don't know talk, and that's legit. But we are in a different era of, like, streaming and YouTube videos, I think. So, whatever. At the end of the day, I'm doing shit for me, and that's what matters. I guess I'll explain what I'm doing. So, in Crash 2, there are secret gems. This is something that's existed in... Oh, gosh dang it. Well, I guess you'll see what's down here. Just kidding. I epicked it. So, there are secret gems. Gems are the reward that you get for collecting all of the boxes in a level. Secret gems are gems that you obtain under, like, different circumstances. Usually they're just kind of, like, hidden throughout the level, whether it be, like, a bonus task or something. But see, like... The goal in Turtlewoods, which nobody ever tells you, is don't touch any of the boxes. And if you don't touch any of the boxes, you get the blue gem. I am pretty sure nobody ever formally explained this to me, and the only way I ever found it out was one of those, like, top 100 games on PS1 cheat books that I, like, somehow obtained as a child or read or something like that. Oop, did I go back into Turtlewoods? Oh my god. I'm just so used to going back into this level 100 times. But you do really have to do it twice. Once to get all the boxes, then one not to touch any of the boxes. So, Snow Go. This won't go well. I guarantee it. You can, like, sequence break, in air quotes, this particular gem. And you'll say, I'll try it, but the thing is, I am so inconsistent with getting the red gem early, which is why I don't speedrun this game, and why I, like, never will. I don't want to say never, but, like, I would have to practice it, and, like, fuck, man. I don't do video games because I want to be good at them. I do video games because I want to, like, have a good time. So... I'm not particularly interested in that level of achievement. but I can at least show the process and explain through how to get it. So right here is the red gem, and it actually does have like a hitbox that if you were to jump high enough, you can get it. Now, what a lot of people do is you skid jump and then do a belly flop right at the peak of your jump. And you're supposed to time this in such a way, and you have to spin, because this is a bouncy box. When you spin, it stops Crash's momentum entirely on every single thing. But you'll see how close I'm getting to it with this technique. And it makes it sound like I actually know shit whenever I explain this. But, again, I'm dog at it. And usually each time I run a playthrough of this game, I sit here for about 20 minutes and try to do this and maybe get it, but typically I will just skip it and get it the natural way, which is what I'm going to do. Even though I know I'm a god gamer based off of my mouthwashing stream, I'm not really feeling it this morning. It's also like 8:30 in the morning on a Sunday. Like, buddy, I don't feel like it. Yeah, so I will, as I go through this, I'm not going to finish the game today. There's no way I'm going to sit here and play it for long enough. A typical playthrough of Crash 2, for me, is probably about 2.5 hours, which, like, that's me, like, trying to go quickly and, like, getting things right. So I am, again, and that's, like, cheatless or whatever, or glitchless, because there are ways to glitch your way to having 100%, and it involves some RNG. I believe in this level, it's really interesting RNG, because it involves basically bouncing on this box a certain number of times and then never touching the ground, I think. You have to, like, bounce off of those seals and get into this room. And once you, like, do that, you've, like, somehow, not RNG manipulated. You've done some sort of, like, arbitrary code execution, is what it is. And it will just, like, you'll come out of this level and it'll just, like, show you getting every single crystal and every single gem. So you, like, count it out to know the amount of gems and crystals in the game. Or some shit like that. You can watch it online. I'm not going to explain it. And I've never done it, and I am never going to, because it is just dreadfully boring. Like, I'm rewinding that. Was that rewind? There we go. That was embarrassing. I do have rewind and I don't care. It's just for me. Oop. Jesus. Me, I'm so good at this game, and then I'm like absolute dog at like the most basic jump just because I'm trying to be epic about it. Whatever. I am like genuinely in a good mood, even though I like sound like a bitch right now. But I'm just kind of sleepy. I was like embarrassingly high last night, to the point where like I had to go lay down, and I did not intend to be. I just like kind of had a little bit more than I thought I could handle, I guess. But anyway, so I'm like a little bit like ugh in the head, but what else is new, right? So this part, this is to get a secret. It is a secret gem, but it's not a color gem. Which there is a difference, but there's not a difference on the count. So color gems, you'll see that platform there, like color gems unlock extra routes. You can make that jump to the hippos. I'm just choosing not to. I've already fucked this level up enough. But yeah, you can get extra routes with the color gems. And you need them in order to get to the very last gem, like regular gray gem of the game. And then this sort of secret gem, which you can just like, if you just kill yourself, you'll go back to the beginning of the level if you want to be like particularly fast. I'm not going to do that this time because I actually like feel like maintaining my Aku Aku. Yeah, so there is like a difference between secret gems and colored gems in this game, but it's mostly just that like colored gems unlock routes. That's it. There's something else I wanted to talk about, and I guess it could be, I can go into the history of me with this game if anybody cares. Basically, actually, I don't know if I should be doing this level again. I kind of forgot, to be completely honest. I think I can get all the boxes because I have the blue platform. So this, if I recall correctly, was my first PS2 game. I'm pretty sure I was aware of Crash, like, instantly. Like, as soon as we got a... did I say PS2? PS1, whatever. PS1 game. As soon as we got a PS1, which I think was, like... I got a PS1 before I got a Game Boy, I think. So I was, like, into the Sony shit before Nintendo. And I wanted... again, I could be, like, chronologically messing this up, but I remember wanting a Game Boy and wanting Pokemon. So I think by the time that I actually got my first Game Boy, it was a Game Boy Color. And my parents got me Pokemon Blue with it. So... I don't know, like, I don't remember. That must have been, like, 1998? 1999? It was probably 98. Because Pokemon came out in the United States in 1998 after the anime. So I'm fairly certain that I got Pokemon Blue version that birthday, and since my birthday's at the very end of the year, people were already playing Pokemon, and I was already aware of it, but I didn't have it. And I definitely watched the anime before I played the games. I think, like, every kid did around my age who got into Pokemon. Like, that was free advertisement. It was very smart, the way that Pokemon was released in the US in terms of, like, a marketing strategy. Because it, like, built so much hype for the series. Oops, that was stupid. It built so much hype for the series before even having, like, merchandise. Like, I'm pretty sure the first Pokemon game to release in the United States was Pokemon Pinball. Because my sister got Pokemon Pinball. It could have been 99 now that I'm thinking about it. Because, well, no, that wouldn't have made sense, because then they would have just gotten a red version or something. So it must have been 98. But she got Pokemon Pinball that birthday, and I got Pokemon Blue version. And then I think the next year she was jealous because I got an actual Pokemon game and she didn't. And they got her yellow version, because that was by the time yellow came out. So anybody who's good with timelines could probably put that together and figure out exactly, like, what year that was that I played Pokemon, but either way. But I had Crash first, so I was, like, into Crash, and you'll, like, see in my, like, old diaries and stuff that I, like, draw Crash and Pikachu together all the time, because, like, Crash was, like, my kin character. Like, for whatever reason, I just, like, kinned the shit out of this little orange man. So that's kind of my history with it. And then from here, like, I just got super into it. Spyro, I think, had come out a little bit later. I don't, again, remember the exact chronology. I'm pretty sure Spyro 1 came out, like, around the time, maybe before Crash Warped. Maybe. I'm not sure. Either way, I was quite fortunate to be able to, play this game relatively close to, like, when it came out. I think that's all I need to do down here. You'll see me do a little bit of backtracking at this part, like, mandatory backtracking to get all the boxes. Yeah, so I have played this game, like, probably a bazillion times, roughly. It is my favorite game, probably, just full stop, but it's also my favorite PS1 game. So I figured it would be good to just get this out of the way, if I'm going to be streaming games online at all. and I definitely, like, this isn't really the sort of game I want to do with friends or anything like that, because it's just, like, so much of me doing exactly what I'm doing right now, like, explaining the lore, and not actually, like, fostering conversation. So I think what I'm gonna do in terms of, like, streaming for right now is save new games for company. Woof. And the reason I'm backtracking here is because you kind of have to backtrack at some point in order to get all the boxes. I think I'm good because I got those two in the beginning, but I always forget. Yeah, I'm good. So you do have to backtrack either the path that you came and then come down this path, or just backtrack this path, get the boxes, and then you're good. So the good news is, now that, since I got those boxes early, whenever, if I ever return to the checkpoint, I'm not going to have to backtrack again. Because this game, snapshots at checkpoints, which, I mean, obviously, but it, like, snapshots your progress. Crash 1 did not do that. So in Crash 1, there's still gems for getting all of the boxes, but it doesn't snapshot your progress in the level if you die. So it added a particular, like, layer of difficulty, where in order to get the gem, it was essentially a test of, can you perfect this level? Then they kind of got rid of that in later Crash games, honestly, all the way up until Crash 4. Now, granted, I'm a fake Crash fan in the sense that I haven't played all of the titles. I fell off during his cringe era, like PS1, Xbox era Crash, where he, like, had, like, the tribal tattoos for some reason. Like, I know I missed Twinsanity, which Twinsanity is good. I will probably have to play that on stream sometime. But I missed, like, after Wrath of Cortex, I fell the fuck off, because Wrath of Cortex was just, like, it was Traveler's Tales attempting to capture the magic of a Crash game without, I feel like, completely understanding the assignment. Like, Crash Wrath of Cortex almost feels like a bootleg Crash Bandicoot game in comparison to, and sorry for speeding up, this is just me, like, accidentally knocking the trigger buttons on my controller. Like, it feels like a knockoff Crash Bandicoot game. And I think that whoever continued to develop Crash after Wrath of Cortex was in some regards smart for not trying to follow the exact Crash Bandicoot formula in newer games. And not really bringing classic Crash back until Crash 4. I mean, it was a choice, but I do think it was good to take a break from this formula, because when Crash 4 came out, everybody was, like, hyped as fuck. And Crash 4 is really, really good. But it's incredibly cruel. Honestly, it's a game I would consider revisiting, because I haven't played it in a couple of years. Like, I played it back in, like, 2022, and it might have been right around the time it came out on PC, that I played it. But I literally was so stressed by the end of that game that I had downloaded a heart rate monitor, to monitor my heart rate as I was doing the final levels of the game, because they were so brutal, that my, like, heart rate was, like, crazy for it. I mean, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Like, my heart rate was, like, elevated, but not, like, concerningly so. But it was still, like, it was a bit of a funny thing to do in hindsight. I've lost count, so this is going to be fun. And those boxes, in this game they have 10 fruits. Well, in every game they have 10 fruits in them. In this game, you hit them one at a time. In Crash Warp, they actually changed it, so they still have 10 fruit, but you get 2 fruit at a time per hit. Ooh, this is not good for me. Actually, I might be fucked, because there's a point here that I'm gonna have to belly flop, and I do not have the speed for it. Oh, maybe that's not this level. I'm thinking of a later level. Good. Cool. Easy. First try. I almost never do this level first try just because it's like, it's tricky. It's tricky in order to get fast enough to get those boxes. It's very easy to get run over by the boulder at that point, and have to do it again. But that's the first warp room. It's incredibly straightforward, incredibly easy. I have no idea what my save files are called, so please bear with me. Oh, right. This is Crash, Banjo-Kazooie shit that I was doing. I might just overwrite Zooey. I used to have, like, okay, so Crash B is the default name, and you can't change it once you've saved. I used to, like, make sentences out of my save files. Like, it was like, I fucking love something, I don't remember. But, like, you can just do that. Like, you can just make little sentences. But I don't really care on my, like, virtual file. I don't really care at all, to be honest. But this is your first boss fight in this game. It's piss easy because he always puts things in the same spot. So if you know where to go, like, you're just safe. And that's it. Like, you're literally just safe here. Admittedly, I don't have the exact locations memorized as much as I have, like, the general, like, it's somewhere around here or something like that. Which you'll see, like, speedrunners, they will go in advance. They know exactly where to go already. And you can, like, just surmise based off of his movement that it's, like, generally going to be over here. So nothing I'm doing is particularly impressive. It's just kind of memorization. But if you do step on any of those squares or get into their blast zone, whenever he blows them up, you will die. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think the blast zone on the nitros is bigger than the TNTs. So you have to be, like, tighter with the location that you're on. I think you can just infinitely bounce off of him, too. But he's super easy. Like, whatever. All the bosses in this game are a joke besides Engine, really. And Engine's not hard. It's just, like, long. So no iced tea this morning. I am drinking flavored water with that, like, it's like berry flavoring that allegedly has caffeine in it. But I didn't really, I don't know, I didn't feel like doing the whole iced tea or coffee thing today. I just kind of felt like getting up and going. Especially because, like, last night I'm pretty sure I drank a lot of Dr. Pepper. Don't remember super well, but that sounds about right. But yeah, I did want to circle back with what I was saying. Like, I am really excited to do channel development stuff. Just because it's, like, kind of something I've never really committed to before. It's not that I expect to go big or, like, anything like that. And see, if I had gotten the red gem early, I could have done this segment early, which would have saved me time. But I just am not going to do that. So, yeah, I'm having fun, like, doing the illustrations and really using, like, my persona as a mascot, which is something I've always kind of wanted to do. Because I really like my yellow dog design. But, I don't know, I feel like I haven't really used her, like, excessively lately, and I've kind of fell off on my seal persona for some personal reasons. I may go back to her, but I think that the yellow dog is a good, like, eye-catching kind of mascot character, that also functions as a persona. So I just think that she's, like, a really good pick for this particular thing, and I'm having fun, just drawing her a lot and drawing her in different, like, expressions and that sort of thing. And it's, I mean, I'm not going to fucking lie. It's, like, really nice drawing all of this shit while I'm high. It's just, like, very relaxing. And, I mean, content warning, drug use warning. A lot of my conversation is going to be either while high or about being high. And, unfortunately, I am a stoner. Unfortunately, I am often using weed to relax. But don't get it twisted. I don't you know, like, be careful with your drug use and stuff. I'm, like, an expert at being high. Oh, yeah, you can't finish this level without the red gem. That's okay. I'll come back later. Yeah, I'm basically an expert at being high. So... Oh, you know, there was a picture I wanted to add to my layout. Let me find that real quick. Let's see. I'm 30 or 40 years old. Like, let's see. Yeah. This is what I wanted on here. I don't know what exactly this is going to be in reference to, but like just in case something happens, please keep in mind I am 30 or 40 years old and I don't need this. There. Alright, cool. I'll probably get up to like the 3rd or 4th warp room, depending on how long it takes me to do it. And then take a break and probably walk my dog, and start cleaning the house up because I am going to have company later today. But I've just been like, I've been so morning pilled because of my work. I have to wake up at around like 5:30, 5:45. I'm going to skip the secret warp room right now. You'll see what I do later, with regards to that. I don't really feel like optimizing my run. And again, run is in big air quotes. I am not a speedrunner. Just don't worry about it. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'll probably walk Apple after this, and just do this for a little bit, just again to kind of like get in the headspace, get in the zone. It's also an excuse for me to fucking kill myself in the warp room or in the bonus room. See, something that really bugs me about this game is when you die in a bonus, you lose your Aku Aku, and I just don't think it should be that way. I don't think that that's fair, because it's a bonus. So like, why are you held accountable for a death in a bonus? Like, you don't lose any lives, so why should you lose your Aku Aku? Especially because he's like just as valuable as a life, basically. If not more so. He kind of helps you, like, I mean, he helps you speed through different parts of the level. Woo. Okay, there. And what I'm gonna do here is just like this is just like a shortcut thing I do. It's not really like, it doesn't make the run any faster. But just in case I die, I'm gonna get those boxes, hit this checkpoint, and then go into the Skull and Crossbone level. So the Skull and Crossbone level, this is a bonus that appears in some levels. Bonus used loosely because you, you lose lives in this. You know, it's not a bonus in the truest sense. It's kind of like a challenge run area of the level, that you can only access if you've gotten to the platform without dying. There is some grace where if you die inside of the Skull and Crossbone level, you can go right back into it. But if you die at any point outside of the level, or outside of, like, this part of the level, the platform goes away. So what I'm going to do here, and this is also, like, how I speedrun this level, in air quotes, speedrun, is I will just kill myself here to go back to the checkpoint that I was at before. And that just helps me, like, I don't have to re-enter the level again. I can just keep going. I would not call it, like, a speedrun tech... Well, I don't know. I don't watch Crash 2 speedruns because every time I watch a speedrun of this game, I literally just want to play it. And also there's a movement technique that a lot of, or every speedrunner of this game does, that I just think makes the game unfun to play. And it's basically you, like, have to do a specific input... Oops. A specific input of, running, skidding, and spinning all at the same time. And it looks like this. You'll see when you spin, you stay stationary. When you skid, you stay stationary. But if you jump and skid, it kind of creates this, like, forward momentum. So you do technically go the speed that you're going while skidding. But it negates the end lag that a skid has in terms of your momentum. if that makes sense. I'm not an expert. Disclaimer, I'm not an expert, in case you thought I was. But I did just want to clarify, like, I do know this exists. So when you skid, there's end lag. And it doesn't help that I'm doing this on this platform, but when you skid, there's end lag. He always stops, like, right there. And then he has to restart his momentum. But when you skid and spin, you can just keep going. So hopefully that makes sense. And if not, whatever. So you're supposed to do that pretty much any opportunity you have to skid and spin at the same time. You should be doing that for extra speed. And I truly just don't think it's fun. Respect to people who do and people who think that speedrunning this game is fun. But that's the biggest reason that I don't get into speedrunning, is because I don't think that the movement is fun. So anyway, this is the secret orb room. These are certain areas, and you'll see in the background there's the map of Crash 1, which is really cute. You'll see like the little islands in Crash 1. But each time that you unlock a area of the secret orb room, it usually includes either a colored gem or a bonus gem that's required for 100% completion. You do have to enter each level in order to get a percentage of completion. So if I had already gotten the red gem, which this is what this does, is it gets me the red gem. If I had already gotten the red gem through the skip technique, by like going up super high and just getting it, all I would have to do is enter this level and then return to warp room, and I would get level credit for it. Which, again, I'm just super not good at that. So I don't do it. And I really don't mind doing this. It does obviously add time, and it's not as impressive, and it's goated as fuck whenever you actually get the gem, like, with that method. It really is. Oh. Unpleasant noise. Like, I do think it's super cool, and I have done it before, but I'm just simply not good at it, and it's like, if I don't find it fun, I'm not going to do it. Which kind of circles back to what I was saying before. So this will just get me the gem. I don't think it's possible to miss that once you go through the hole, but maybe I should try that at some point. Like, try to see if I can, oh, and I don't need to do anything else in this level. So now I can just complete it normally since I've already gotten the box gem. But I will do this. I don't remember what I was saying. Like, whatever. But some development stuff I wanted to talk about is I circled with my friend Mario, who makes, he does 3D modeling, and I am going to commission a low poly VTuber and see if I like how that looks instead of the PNG tuber. I could be doing a more complex PNG tuber as well, and maybe I'll look into that today, and see if I can do something that has like a little bit more frames of animation. Just because I think it'd be nice, not because I think I need it. Oh, here's a fun fact. They put this guy in here so you jump on him 10 times and get 10 lives. I used to think it was really mean to do as a kid, and I didn't like to do it, but it's something that they listed in a cheat book for some reason. Even though, like, it's suspicious as hell that this bear is here, of course you're gonna jump on the bear. Just kind of a little funny extra thing, and you can only do it once per save file to get those 10 lives. So this is one of our on-rails segments. I will probably have to kill myself often, because once you miss a box, you cannot turn around because the polar bear is in momentum and he does not change. He cannot be stopped. If I do die, there's something that I wanted to talk about the death animations in this game. But we'll see. If not, I'll just have to re-enter and do it, because I am not going to scorn a deathless run. You don't have to have deathlessness in order to get the gem, but it just makes everything faster, because it just means that you like perfected the level in one go, obviously. But you do have the speed up button. You do have to use that to cross certain like areas, and there's certain techniques that you can do to more precisely land the polar bear to get certain boxes easier. I don't actually know if that movement tech is considered mandatory for some boxes. Wow, I am just gonna perfect run this. Awesome. Like, I'm just not confident in saying that I think that it is necessary in order to 100% the game, but it definitely makes things easier if you know how to do it. What was I doing? Oh, I wanted to show a death animation. So something that you'll notice with the polar bear, and maybe when I play Crash 3, I can talk about Purah, the tiger that Coco rides. So each Crash Bandicoot game has a riding segment. In Crash 1, it's a boar. Crash 2, it's a polar bear. And Crash 3, it's a tiger. The boar has never made it as a main character, but the polar bear and the tiger are main characters. The polar bear in Crash 2, every time you die, the polar bear never gets hurt. So, like, Crash will get hurt, but the polar bear won't. Like, you'll see he's, like, on top of it. He's fine. Or, like, I'll show, like, whenever you run into a thing, it's always Crash that gets hurt. And there's a reason that this is important to me. See, look, like, the polar bear's fine. But Crash is hurt and Crash is dead. My friends growing up hated that. They hated that the polar bear didn't get hurt and only Crash did, and they thought it wasn't fair. And I, for whatever reason, like, that comment has stuck with me. And I just, like, think it's genuinely fucked up that they wanted the polar bear to get hurt. So it's, like, what I think about every time I do these levels. There's also, Crash Bandicoot mandatory chase levels I'm pretty sure are in every game. I don't remember if they're in Crash 1. I know they're in Crash 3, in the form of, like, the T-Rexes. Or, I guess they're Triceratops, my bad. And I think, yeah, they brought them back. It's a T-Rex in Crash 4. That's why I'm thinking T-Rex. And, yeah, maybe, yeah, I think I will play Crash 4 again on stream because literally, like, that game is so ruthless for no reason. I like Crash 4, and maybe this is, like, just me having gotten so used to Crash 2 that I don't think it's a hard game anymore. But I think that, like, the developers of Crash 2, or Crash 4, took away the, like, oh, Crash is hard difficulty thing, and that's, like, the biggest, like, I feel like there's too much focus on the game being difficult and not enough on it being, like, fun. So I found myself getting frustrated a lot with some of the later levels. And yes, I know the solution is, like, just get good or whatever, but the levels are so long. Like, they are so long and you have to do them perfectly. You don't have to, but there's extra... Ooh, I've never seen that happen. There's extra benefit to doing the level perfectly. Like, you get, like, a completion point for 100%ing the level without dying. So, like, it's obviously, in order to make that a difficult challenge, they make the level difficult. But I genuinely thought it was frustrating, like, especially because you're learning different movement tech of, like, the different characters, and I don't know, I just felt like it was, like, really superficially implemented, and it made the game less fun to me. Even though I do think that Crash 4 is a really good game, that's my, like, biggest critique of it. Alright, this I'm probably gonna have to do a couple of times, because I'm pretty sure this is the part I was thinking of earlier, where I need to be able to have enough time to belly flop to get a box to get 100%. And this is a good time to implement the quick run, like, thing that speedrunners do. Oh yeah, here it is. But I'm, like, way good for it. Like, if you know how to do, like, this thing, if you do that, like, it makes these segments a joke. Because you can just, like, speed way ahead of the boulder and get all the stuff. But again, you know, not a professional, so I'm not gonna do it. I think the third warp room in this game is my favorite one. But I do really like the second warp room, just because the levels are like, this is where they start to ramp them up a little bit. You start to get introduced to like different, instead of just the jungle area that you like visit 3 different times in the first warp room, like you actually get a greater dichotomy of environments to explore. And I don't know, I think the second warp room is where the game like really just starts to, I don't want to say open up in a literal sense. It just like, you're in it. By the time you're in the second warp room, man, you're in it. But I was talking about, so I go this way first. This is if I want the green gem, which I'm going to get. There are no boxes behind here. So what I'm going to do is kill myself. So I don't really care about Aku Aku. Oop, I fucked up. And that happens. I try to hold on to Aku as long as I can in that area, just because I'm, like, stupid and I will kill myself. But thankfully, Aku regenerates every time you die, unlike the life boxes. So you can just go ahead and waste him and then kill yourself. Which is exactly what I was going to say to do. This is classic Crash 2 shit. So anyway, let me try that again. But something I did want to talk about was with like development that I wanted to do, is literally just like, I just want to draw more things. I want to get back into art. Oh, I'm so stupid. I want to get back into art, like, long term. And I think, like, having constant stuff that I'm doing is a good way to, like, motivate myself. So if that means, like, getting into streaming, then sure, it means getting into streaming. And that's a deliberate death. I'm just going to kill myself to go back to the checkpoint. Otherwise, they expect you to backtrack. If you were to do that without dying, you have to backtrack that whole bit. And it's just, like, not worth it. Anyway, easy thing to forget is this box. I always forget to grab this box. But then you can just complete the level normally, and you'll be good. But yeah, I am really having fun with what I'm doing right now. It's a good excuse to explore different mediums. Once my friend Mario works on the VTuber model that I want to have for this, then I'll look into like kind of more 3D editing stuff, because I'm gonna want to do silly things like add like different objects to my VTuber depending on what I'm playing or what I'm doing or like the time of the year. So just kind of stuff like that that I'm excited about doing once the time comes. Pretty sure I go this way because it's a dead end. Yeah. Oof, but I am getting hungry. So I think what I'm going to do is do the Komodo Brothers boss. And then just save and quit for right now. And circle back with doing this maybe later. I probably am not going to stream again today. And also I think doing 2 streams in one day is like unnecessary. Because again, I'm not doing this for like viewership. I'm doing this for like myself. So I don't really care about like doing things that are like good for being a streamer or whatever. Like I just care about if I'm enjoying myself. And I think I do really want to have more people come on and stream with me, because I do think I do best in terms of like banter with other people. It's just easier, and I think that kind of goes without saying, that like having another person there just makes it easier to kind of like maintain conversation, have stuff to talk about, be interesting, all of that. So I'll have to look into it, and I know this is like not the most appealing thing on earth to say, but I might do some Final Fantasy XIV streams. super casual. I am not like a hardcore 14 player in the sense that like I don't do Savage and I don't do a lot of content on time anymore. I used to be a little bit more consistent with playing 14, but the thing that I'm the most hardcore about is like crafting and gathering, so that if that doesn't put into perspective where I'm at in 14. But I might do that with my friend. My one friend Jay has shown interest in possibly joining on like a stream or something like that when we play 14, and we can just like shoot the shit. He wants to like learn how to heal and tank, which I can show him, while also just like talking. So, and then that way I can stream myself giving Final Fantasy 14 advice, and it can be hotly contested by people. And then I can get told that I'm wrong or something, and it'll be really exciting controversy for my channel. I'm kidding, but I expect that to happen at some point. If you get close to him, he will take a swipe at you. See? But I don't really think I don't think there's a way to beat these guys by standing still, but I always try to whenever I, like, am paying attention. But the Komodo brothers are genuinely, I love these boys. These guys are great. I think their designs are generally fun. They don't look like Komodo dragons at all. They look like snakes and, like, a lizard. Like a different kind of lizard. But their boss fight is super easy, and yeah. So, I think I am going to take a break, and I might, just because this is, like, just me fucking around, I might do something later, but like I said, I do have company coming over, so I probably won't, and instead I'll go get McDonald's breakfast, and I will be happy. So, thanks for tuning in. If you decided to take a peek, or you're watching the VOD, I don't care, but thanks for coming, and I will try this again later. Bye-bye.